This is Prabha Verma here with my next video in which I am going to explain you the more than ogive. In the previous video, I have already done the less than ogive. Using the same data that I used for my less than ogive, I again have drawn a regular class interval table. That means I have the class intervals as 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and the last one is 90 to 100. You're given the frequencies over here as 5, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 7, 9, 7, 8. In this table, I have totaled this frequency and I found out the total of the frequency as 53. That means the value of n or sigma fi is 53 in this case. As already taught to you all earlier, the conversion of a of a regular table to a more than table, I just do a quick recapitulation of it. Now, how do you convert a regular table into a more than table? But before that, why do I require a more than table? To draw a more than ogive, it is mandatory or it is compulsory for you to convert the table into a more than type of a table. Otherwise, you will not be able to draw the ogive. So the first step is you have to make a more than table to draw a more than ogive. Now to convert it, what do? I have totaled it. I've got 53 over here. When I write the class intervals, as explained earlier, when you write the class intervals of the more than table, you always use the lower class limits. So the lower class limits are 0, 10, 20 till 90. So I start my more than table with greater than 0, greater than 10, greater than 20, and the last class interval becomes greater than 90. Now coming down to the CF of the more than table, this is the CF of the more than table, not a regular table. This total value, what I got 53, I've written it over here. The first CF of the more than table becomes 53. What do I do after that? I start subtracting. I do 53 minus 5. That means 53 minus this first value 5 gives me 48. Then this 48 minus the second value 3 gives me 45. Then this 45 minus this third value 4 gives me 41, and subsequently I have subtracted all till I got the last value of 8 over here also as over here. So the first step is to convert your regular table into a more than type of a table in case you have to draw a more than ogive. After that, what do? When you had plotted the less than ogive, on the graph paper, you had used the upper class limits. You had used the upper class limits. In the more than ogive, you do vice versa. That means to plot the table or the ogive, what we do is on this graph paper, on the lower side, I have taken the lower limits, because in the less than ogive, I had taken the upper limits. In the more than ogive, I take the lower limits. So my lower limits were what over here? 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So on the x-axis, I have plotted 0, 10, 20, 30 till 90. It is mandatory for you to write over here what you're plotting. So I have written over here the lower limit. As in the less than ogive, on the y-axis, you always plot the CF of your table. So in the less than ogive, I had plotted the CF of the less than table. On this, I am taking the CF of the more than table. Now here the scale I have taken as per my convenience. Now the maximum value of CF in my more than table was 53. So I started with a gap of 5 each. I've taken a scale of 5 each. So I have plotted 0, 5, 10, and the last value I've taken as 55 because my maximum value of CF was 53. The scales on both the axes, as explained earlier, can be different. The scale on the x-axis is 10 and the scale on the y-axis is 5. So that completes the first step of drawing the graph. Next, you start plotting them like an ordered pair. When I say an ordered pair, when you go to your more than table again over here, you will start plotting the lower limit and the corresponding CF. So the first point that I will plot is 0, 53. Then I will plot 10, 48. Then I'll plot 20, 45. That means every time I'm taking the lower class limit and I'm taking the corresponding CF, to plot these ordered pairs. So I have started plotting over here. When I plotted it, my first point was 0, 53. Since it is 0, 53, obviously the point will be touching the y-axis, but it is not necessary that every time your ogive will touch the x or y-axis. Just because it was 0, so it is touching the y-axis. The next point was 10, 48, so this becomes 10, 48. Then it was 20, 45, so this becomes 20, 45. 30, 41, then 40, 38, 50, 35, and so on, so forth, till I plotted the last value as 90, 8. Then, using your pencil, you will join all these points with a smooth hand curve. No ruler has to be used. It has to be a smooth hand, free-flowing curve. Do not make any pointed edges on this curve. So, I have plotted the more than ogive. The more than ogive always starts from the top and comes down. The more than ogive starts from the top and comes down. Now again, coming down to finding the median graphically from this, the process remains exactly the same as in case of your less than ogive. For the less than ogive, what had I done? I had first found out the value of sigma fi. Here it was 53. I divided it by 2. I got 26.5. So after getting 26.5, I take this on the graph. I go back to my graph paper. I go to the point 26.5, which I have highlighted over here with my pen. This point is 26.5. Now from this point, what is this 26.5? It is the value of n by 2. It is the value of n by 2. So from this 26.5, I have drawn an absolutely straight line using a ruler such that this line is parallel to the x-axis of your graph. Now this line will go and cut your more than ogive at a point. From that point on the graph, I have drawn another line perpendicular to the x-axis, and wherever the second line is intersecting the x-axis, that point is the median, that is again 66.4. As I've told earlier also, the median will always lie in the median class. So it is obvious that this 66.4 is lying in the median class 60 to 70. And again, a one marker question is asked that when you represent the median graphically and you get the coordinates at suppose x comma y, the median is given by which value? So the median is given by the x coordinate always, and the justification is because the median lies in the median class. That is why the x coordinate always gives the median. Now another question that is asked to you frequently is, I give you a data and I asked you to draw the less than as well as the more than ogive on the same graph paper and then find the median. That means on a single graph paper, you are going to plot the less than ogive, you are going to plot the more than ogive, and then you are going to find the median. Now for this is again a 4 marker question. In this, what you have to do is you will have to first draw the less than table, then you will have to make the more than table, and then you will first plot the less than ogive, join all the points, get a curve, then you will draw the more than ogive, join all the points and get another curve. Here is it. Using the same data, that is 0 to 10 class interval, which I was doing for the more than ogive, I have first plotted the lower class, the less than ogive points. I've got the less than ogive. Then I've plotted the more than ogive points and I've got my more than ogive. Right? Now here the change is in the x-axis, since the less than ogive involves the upper limits and the more than ogive involves the lower limit. So I have written both over here. Lower oblique upper limits has to be written over here because it's different for less than and more than ogive. Obviously on the y-axis it is always the CF, so I write CF over here. Now whenever you draw both these ogives on the same graph paper, they will intersect at a point. And the method of finding the median in this kind of a graph is that from the point where both these ogives are intersecting, that is this point, I have just drawn a single line. Here you will not draw two lines. I have just drawn a single line such that it is perpendicular to the x-axis. And this is again intersecting the x-axis at the point 66.4. So the median in this case is also 66.4. So basically from the questions of ogive, you get three types of questions that are all 4 markers. The first is you will be asked to draw a less than ogive, find the median graphically, and verify the median through the formula of median. Number two, you will be asked to find the more than median graphically, more than ogive graphically, find the median graphically, and verify it through the formula. And the third question is you will be asked to draw both the less than and the more than ogives on the same graph paper and then find the median. All these three questions are important from the board exam point of view, and each one of them carry 4 marks each. So this also requires a lot of practice. You can do this very comfortable if you're thorough with the conversion of tables. Now coming down to another important formula from this chapter, it is called as the empirical formula. This is the empirical formula. You have to remember this formula. It is given by 3 median equal to mode plus twice into mean. Now this formula is at times asked as a 1 marker question in the board exam. The question comes as state the empirical formula. Or at times you are used to find mean, median, oblique mode using this formula. What I mean to say is I'll give you a data and I'll ask you to find the mean, median and mode, all the three from the same data. Now you can use the empirical formula in this kind of a question. That means whichever, suppose between mean, median and mode, you find median calculation difficult. So do not find the median. From your table, find out mean, find out mode, and then find the median through this formula by replacing the values of mode and mean over here. Now it is your choice between the three of them, which two you find from the table and the third one you find from this formula. So this formula is important from that point of view also, and it comes as a 1 marker also. So it is important from this point of view also. I hope all these important points are clear. Thank you.